Good day. If this is your first time to the channel, what we do around here is we follow people's suggestions rather than algorithms. So let us find all sorts of music and artists and things that we never would have found any other way hadn't we followed people's suggestions rather than algorithm, because the algorithm really kind of pigeonholes you, and it's kind of a repeater machine. It doesn't really broaden your horizons as much as actual people will. And we found whole new artists like this right here that we never would have found with any algorithm, and even the music that he plays, which again never would have found with the algorithm. And talking about Mr. Paco De Lucia and the genre of flamenco, of course. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it's been a rough week, so I needed some Paco in my playlist here, because yeah, it's been a pretty bummer of a week. So hopefully Paco here can help alleviate, as per usual, because he's very good at that. Paco De Lucia, le pondone, le tumbona. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Here's Paco. Some hilarious. His index finger is an anchor for the. Some strange warping going on. That's cool. I like that. That's neat. So, I think Pinky is just the MVP of this song. I'll tell you. He's got. I can't even do anything with my index finger, let alone my pinky. This is so awesome, man. Yeah.
Jésiras.
Paco De Lucia, où puisez-vous votre inspiration?
It's just so awesome. What are you doing back there? Hi. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, you'll have to pardon me. There was a cat chewing plastic something or other. I'm sure that's ruined now. Anyway, this... okay. The awesome thing that any guitarist will appreciate about Paco is it's like you forget all about like the structures of music, or you very quickly do, or the structures that'll say that, you know, the basics that you've been taught, you know, timings and stuff like that, that, you know, 4/4 and, you know, all the simple basic things that, you know, you learn as a musician, or even just as a novice listening to music, and things you pick up on. Well, all that gets tossed right out the window with him. And any conventional type of thinking that you might have, just stop, leave that at the door and have a seat. And this man will wow your pants right off. Tighten up your belt, because that'd be embarrassing. So, what we got going on here now is, like, you know, and I love it when the camera looks down. Now, the ones that do this know exactly what they're doing, you know, because what we're seeing here is magic. This is real magic. You know, people all talk about, magicians doing magic, made a rabbit come out of a hat. Yeah, did you see what Paco did? Yeah, cute white rabbit. Can it do that? No. It's like, you really, you know, there was like 4 things I was like, hey, I want to try, you know, it's like it instantly like sparks the brain. And that's the thing that I love. Like, you know, when you get older with music or whatever, and I'm not saying you get like jaded or whatever, or, you know, anything like that. I mean, you can. But like, you know, sometimes it's like the old things that used to, you know, spark the juice, get the juices, the creative juices flowing, just don't seem to have the same spark as they used to. And then you come along, Paco, and all that, again, all that gets thrown out the window. Throwing a lot of stuff out the window today. But he really has the you know, it's like I instantly, like, I want to stop doing this video and go pick up the guitar and watch this video like 5 more times very slowly. Just some of the things, I mean, like, okay, look at, you know, just regular, you know, chord changes on a guitar are something that when you're learning, you know, they going into chords, certain chords can be harder than others and all this. And I'm talking about even, you know, for the best of guitarists, you know, like, but this is like way outside of that. This is like, you know, if the closest that any like guitarist that we see like in the States or anything comes to anything like this is like when they're doing like a solo and they're, you know, go, that's like, that's it. We don't have like, you know, guitarists or kinds of, you know, music that come close to this. We have like the Steve Vais and the Joe Satrianis and stuff like that. But again, none of that music comes close to what's going on here. And all these people, you know, they look up to this man. So, you know, these things that we're seeing here, it's just, you know, and that's why it's like it makes me laugh, and it's like, because every time I know it's like, yeah, I think I've about seen everything that can possibly be pulled off with these six strings. And then Paco's like, yeah, hold on a second. You might want to have a seat. Yeah, it's just, it's really mind-boggling when you're looking at, what's going on, and then when you realize, that there is these timings and everything that goes along with it. And we have videos where, they're doing the clapping and timing, and the clapping on top of the clapping that's just out of time that covers the middle beat. There's a lot to talk about just with clapping. I mean, Spain has made clapping something that is confusing to talk about if you're not paying attention. It's really they really look, we have musics and everything where we could cram a gajillion notes into a song, and it'd be heavy and wow, that was cool and all that, but it it doesn't have the hit of emotion or the impact most times that Paco will. And I mean, like I said, he's doing more with his pinky finger than all of my fingers put together. Like, all of my fingers are lame compared to his pinky. It's just it really, and it's inspiring, to see, because there's a lot of people out there that they think they've seen the best, and there's a lot of newcomers that they look to a lot of these newer guitarists and stuff, and they are brilliant guitarists. There's no doubt about that. I mean, like Dream Theater and bands like that, and Nightwish and all these bands that are like a big epic scope musically. And then even when you get down to the guitarists and stuff, I mean, all the stuff that's going on with like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani and stuff, I've been listening to them for years. And I mean, and they are able to take you on these awesome rides, and they are great like summer soundtracks. It's just, yeah, it's just brilliant stuff. But I mean, like Paco could be playing guitar with a place in mind that he's thinking about while he's playing the guitar, and you will magically be brought to a place you didn't even know existed. That's the magic, and he'll bring you there in ways that you didn't know were possible. And I love being able to look at a guitarist and somebody that had already had a great career before I was even a sparkle in an eyeball. And now we got just we can look back and see this, and it's like there's the people that look up to Eddie Van Halen, the Jeff Becks and all that, and the Eric Claptons and all these great guitarists that have been through the years that have been put up on this pedestal of great guitarists. Yeah, there's a pedestal higher, and they all sit under this guy. And and we're also talking about a man who sheet music, writing music, conventionally, like John Williams or whatever, wasn't a thing. He just played. He knew what he was doing. He knew every centimeter of that guitar, millimeter, and just he knows how to pull every ounce of heart and feeling out of an instrument that it's just amazing. And that's the magic when you see this stuff, and it makes you laugh, makes you smile, makes you cry. The stuff that he could do with these six strings, it's just, please go check him out. We have a whole playlist dedicated to him, and flamenco as well. We have two playlists revolved around just one genre of music, and we had a dedicated playlist just to this man. That's how amazing his music playing is and his impact on not only the genre but on the world scale. And he's like the biggest kept secret probably that a lot of you have probably never heard of. And hopefully that changes today for some of you, and you will go down the Paco De Lucia musical rabbit hole and whoa, put your seatbelt on and get a new set of guitar strings because you're fitting to learn some things. And yeah, definitely. Even if you, I want to add this real quick. Even if you don't play like on nylon strings or the Spanish style, and if you've been playing on a pick your whole life, it's hard to just sit that pick down and now all of a sudden you already got used to doing the pat in your head and rubbing, and now you want me to do that times two and then switch around and but even for somebody that plays with a pick, he's still, there's so much to add just looking at the neck and what he's doing there. Never mind what he's doing elsewhere, and just take inspiration from that. It's just, you could just play 5 seconds of his music and write whole pieces of material revolved around that. I'm just saying, because I have. But yeah, I hope everybody out there is having a great day. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of stuff in the music world. I know this one got a little bit rambly. It's been nice to smile and get giddy over some music lately, because music that I've grown up with and loved for years lately has become a little depressing for obvious reasons. But and depressing in the most happiest of ways, though. I mean, we've just seen a legend being celebrated in a very beautiful way on a global scale. And this is another one of those legends that the way that, say, Ozzy may have touched people in the States or the UK or all around the world. The same goes for Paco, and he still continues to do this. Still continues to amaze and still continues to inspire, as will Mr. Osborne. And that's the beautiful thing about music. And these people are on two different ends of the spectrum, two different musicians entirely. But it's the point of that. But they were both very well conveying heart and feeling and making, So, if you got any artists or anything that you would like us to check out and show to the rest of the class, definitely do leave them in the comments, because that's how we do this thing here. And we have a huge backlog, but we're always open. We try to go backwards, forwards, everywhere, every which way, and try to get a big scope on what's going on. And so like, comment, subscribe to all the YouTube things, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great day out there, everybody.